What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. And I've been very busy doing a lot of work. So today I'm going to share with you some of the work that I've been doing on the Bel Air wagon. So you saw in our previous videos where we replaced those inner rocker sections and we've removed the frame out from underneath the car. Now the next step is to go in and remove what's left of the floor pan. So to get what's left of this floor pan out, we're going to need to come along this edge and find all the spot welds and drill them out. And the same thing goes for back here in the back. So back here we're going to have to dig this seam sealer out, find the spot welds, drill those out. Also, we're going to have to clean all this stuff that we have sitting on top of the floor pan out. We don't want all that to fall on the ground. We're going to have a mess. So once we do that, then this rear pan and what's left of this front pan should come out, and we'll be all nice and clear in here and ready to go ahead and grind down these spot welds here on the side from where the pan was spot welded in from the factory when we bought these inner rockers, and we'll be ready to get our pan in. So we got the front part of the pan undone and laying on the ground, as you can see here. And man, these spot welds are kind of hard to find, man. A lot of this corrosion and stuff prevented me from actually finding some of them. So I had to kind of chisel them out. And I did use a hand chisel, as you saw. And reason I did that was I've got an air chisel and I didn't want to go crazy because I don't want to damage that lip right there. I want to keep it as flat as possible. So that's why I went with the hand chisel. So now onto the back side. So we got the pan that goes under the rear seat out, and as you can see we got a little bit of issues here on the lip, so we're going to do a little bit of repair to that. In the middle here it's actually pretty solid, but on the sides is where it's ate out. We got a tab missing here, we got a tab missing over here, and we're going to have to make a patch for this right here on this side and a patch over here for that, and we're going to have to do a little bit of work on the wheel well in there so it'll map back up to this panel here and get some of that seam sealer out. So we need to kind of address these issues first, because the pan that goes underneath the rear seat actually goes in first and actually lays under the center section of your main floor. So we want to have all that squared away, because we're going to have to put the main floor section in and lift the back section up and put this under the seat pan in, and then set it down. And then if we're going to go doing all that, we need to have it all ready, ready to weld in. So the next step will be to work on all this, get this panel right. So I've got all these rear panels stripped out so you can see what's going on back here. And these wagons, they had the fuel tank in the quarter panel over here on the driver's side. Well, it's kind of ate up in there, and I guess somebody decided, well, the tank's bad, we don't really have an option, we're going to have to put a tank in in the back here. So that's what they done. And I don't want to say they did a bad job at it, because I mean, they even went to the point of blocking off the old filler neck. And I'm not sure what this tank goes to, but they've actually welded on a filler neck over here on the side. But in the meantime, they had to cut holes actually in the side of the car going out to the inner wheel well, to where the gas tank and the lines are actually at, or would the gas tank would be. But they did do a pretty good job of sealing it up. This is coming out. They make a reproduction tank now for the wagons, and I have a brand new one with a brand new sending unit that I'm going to put in, and I'm going to fix all that over in the quarter panel so we can get the tank in there. But with all this stuff out, you can now see this pan here. You can see the issues that we have. We do have some holes here and there, and all the issues that we're going to have to fix. It looks bad. It's not really that bad. I mean, it's just flat. Most of it's flat, maybe some angles and stuff. You're not really going to see this, especially on top. But even underneath, it's like so hard to see it, because you got suspension components and the frame rails are there, and it's just a lot of stuff going on. You can't really see. You won't be able to really see too much of a repair. And then you can see the inner wheel well, where we're going to need to do some work there as well. Now, I don't believe they sell a reproduction of this panel for the wagon. Now, I know they make the one for the 2-door and the 4-door, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same, because you would actually have your fuel tank down underneath here on a 2-door or 4-door, and this trunk pan's a little bit longer. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they don't reproduce this part, so it's not like I can go out and buy it and, you know, just swap it out, which that would probably be the easiest way to go. I'll show you this too. Now, here are my body mount bolts, and both of them are stuck. They are completely rusted up in there. They won't even spin. And you can see right here, I got some more rust on this panel right here. Now, I might be able to buy that patch panel. Anyway, getting back to this. So what I'm going to have to do here is, I believe I'm going to have to cut a window up top. Up here. I'm going to cut me a window. Here and here. And get those things out of there. And then I can make a decision whether I want to go back with a cage nut. Supposedly that's what it is a cage nut. I know you can buy later model universal cage nuts to go in there. I don't know if I want to go that way, or if I just want to weld a nut and a reinforcement plate in there and go that route. But that's just another thing we're going to have to do. We got some more issues, as you can see. I mean, this kind of, once you take these panels out, you get to see all the issues. You know, we got the spare tire wheel well, which is pretty common. We do have a little bit of rust across the back there, and you can see the tailgates ate up pretty good. The car's got a lot of rust, but for what I paid for it, you know, I got it cheap enough to where I can get it right. And then once I get it right, I know it's right, and there won't be any more issues. I know I'll have a solid car. It's pretty much about impossible to buy anything like this with all the interior in it, you know, all the suspension and stuff underneath it. It's just about impossible to see all the rust in something of this age. And this car apparently spent a little bit of time up north. It's got a sticker here. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's actually an inspection sticker, and that's actually from 2003. So it did spend some time up north at some point, and somebody had done some work to the car. The floor pans had been patched a little bit, but they were starting to come apart again. And somebody put some very, very heavy undercoating on this thing at some point. And that really is what I believe helped save this car, you know, from getting a lot worse than what it did. But you can see we got some rust repair to do. And my main concern is this panel here first. I want to work on this and get my floor section back in, and then we can deal with all that other stuff back there. And then once we get all that done, we get this all treated, all painted, we can go ahead and put the frame back underneath it. So if you've enjoyed this project and you'd like to see others, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Click the bell so you'll get the notifications, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram.